Is this what we talking about? That we started the pod?
Nah, we're not. We started. We gonna cut this pod. It's the Middies podcast.
Yes, sir, Ski.
What's going on, fellas?
Chilling, man. How you feeling?
What I wanted. All right, let's talk about that first. I do got another topic.
You coming off the jump?
All right.
We gotta give a recap. I didn't watch the full or the original joint, but from the joint that you sent me, I do just before we dive into it, I see what everybody is saying, but I still stand with what's her name, Miss Ebony. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Why do you feel that way?
Cooled out.
I feel like I'm a person that takes meanings and words like for what they actually mean, and then like just make sure I don't sugarcoat them. So like when she's talking or when she's saying particular things, if the definition means something, then I take that for what it is. I don't pervert it in any form or fashion. You know what I'm saying?
What does that mean?
Because it's like,
apply what you just said to how you taking that video.
I'm about to say, before you even get into that, can you like give a quick little recap?
yeah, like do we need to give a
what we're talking
recap or like,
That'll be fine.
or I can give a synopsis from my point of view of what was said.
Yeah, this is more so just for like the viewer's sake or the listener's sake, because we just hop right into.
Yeah. So Miss Ebony K. Williams defended her comments, or this the video. Ebony K. Williams defends her comments about mediocrity on the Breakfast Club. And so just to go back to just taking that.
Should we play it?
It's a long video. That's like 40-something minutes long.
What's that? Nah, the original video.
Oh, no, I ain't. Yeah, you play that one.
If he owns the bus.
We having technical difficulties.
Would you date a bus driver? You. Would you date? If he owns the bus. If he owns it. If he owns the bus, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus.
Alright, so that's.
Would you date a bus?
Alright, that's enough of that. That's the original.
Okay.
All Ebony really said was if he owns the bus, right?
Mm-hmm.
She got backlash for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then she clapped back. Now the clap back, I can't even find that shit.
But why are you looking for the clip? That does speak to the rhetoric that's on the internet today. When you see like a whole bunch of people online and they having these debates about $200 dates and what type of relationship they want to be in and like what they looking for out their partner, this, that, and the third. It always evolves into my partner has to have a certain level of status in order for me to fuck with them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that to an extent. Like,
you gotta have some sort of standard, right?
Yeah. Like you have a standard, you know what I'm saying, as men, like we all got like fathers in the household and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's always been like, I can speak for myself, just like I've always seen the standard of like my pops was just like the provider, you know what I'm saying? Like if my mother ain't want to work, she ain't have to. She didn't. Like when she started having kids, she didn't. Pops was like, you know what I'm saying, I got the house, you know what I'm saying? Like you be there for the kids, raise the kids, you know what I'm saying? Like cultivate the home, you know. So I understand that to an extent, like when women come, they're like, yeah, like I want somebody who's able to provide, because that's the type of partner I want to be. Like when I settle down, it's like I want to be able to be like, if my woman comes to me and she's like, babe, I need this my money for this, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to do that. The danger of that conversation is the reality of people's financial situations.
Correct.
Or the reality of just like wealth gaps in like in the US or just in society. Like every majority of people want a partner that's making 6 figures. But 6 figures is not attainable for everybody. So you have to be able to adjust your expectations.
Is it attainable? I believe it's attainable for anybody.
I won't say not attainable, but it's a small percentage of the country that's making 6 figures.
But
so even a smaller percentage of black men that's making 6 figures or above. Not saying, like I said, not saying that's not attainable, because there's always ways to wealth. Like unconventional ways to wealth, whatever, there's always ways to wealth. There's only a certain amount of people that's making that's in that percentage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for her to say like, oh yeah, like if he don't got this, we can't be together. Or like, I'm not messing with him. That's cool, that's her standard. Like she's in a different tax bracket than most people. But if you're not in that type of tax bracket, you talking like that is crazy.
Okay. So I understand what you're saying. So my perspective on that is that everybody is of course entitled to their own opinion, right?
Sure.
What they want. So let's think about it from, just like you said, a reality standpoint.
Yeah.
Okay, so my rent is $2,500.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So for me to be able to afford my rent, I need to be with somebody that, at least if I can't pay for it all, at least to be able to try to cover half.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's not a standard thing. That's a necessity. You need to be bringing money in.
Yeah.
So it's like, even to say, hey, okay, I want to enjoy this part. I want to enjoy life at this standard, right?
Yeah.
This is what I want to enjoy. I'm willing to work for it, and I can bring my half to the table. And I want somebody that can meet me at that same level.
For sure.
To me, that's what that when she says that, that's to me what I hear is that, okay, this girl must, for you to be able to come out your mouth like that, to be saying like, oh, I won't date a man if he's a bus driver. If he's not driving the bus, then that's great, because then that tells me that you want a nigga that go get it.
Yeah.
You feel me? But also, you see yourself living a certain way, and you're going to aspire to get it. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be with somebody that has that same thrive and go, you know what I'm saying, that same motion. Now, the only thing that I have a problem with that particular video is that she asked her a very finite question, but then gave her a bunch of, or actually a very broad question, but then started giving her finite details of why she wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So it's like you didn't give her the opportunity to say, or even the old lady didn't even recognize that.
Hey, Alabama,
She's older. She's an older lady.
Middle age woman.
She didn't even realize that, even still, by her saying that. Nobody's saying that. Of course, any woman's gonna want a man that loves his mama and has compassion and all that stuff. All that stuff is, you know what I'm saying, just stuff to pick at. But what she's saying is that, okay, if a man has, and I seen black men who started from nothing and that actually own and got their fleet of buses and end up getting government contracts, and now they're a millionaire off buses. I had a friend at high school that's how their parents made their living, off limousines, just driving.
Yeah, no, it's
you see what I'm saying? But it's the hustle. Yeah. So it's like, all right, if I know I want them M's, then I need to be with somebody that has the mindset that, hey, okay, I want to drive buses. Well, we can't you driving buses for the school system is not gonna get us to making the M's.
Oh, for sure.
So we have to think bigger to now owning the bus.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So then you looking at contracting out.
Exactly.
See, but that's not the
context.
that's not the context of that that's not the way the conversation went. 'Cause
Exactly.
I'm with you. I'm with
feel
you.
you.
Like, my thing is the way that answer is framed. It gives no room for, all right, this nigga, he's not there, but there's plans in place. Like I'm saying, like he has a plan outlined for him to get to. Like you said, he wants to own a fleet of buses. Right now he drives a bus, but he's on the side. He's getting whatever proper licensing in order to like franchise out and get the loans to like rent out buses.
Right.
Like he
So
has
she's
all the
discounting the
plans.
people that are
Yeah,
in
you
the
know what I'm
process
saying?
to own the buses.
Yes.
So I see that from that perspective, but just like I was saying, when she asked the question and said, would you date a man that drives a bus? She's saying that, oh, I want somebody to, just like, if you can't be unequally yoked.
For sure.
It's going to piss you off. It's
For
not
sure.
going to be successful, right? So just like you said, if she's in a tax bracket, then I agree with you. If she's in a tax bracket, then yes, that person needs to be owning a bus.
For sure.
You feel
For
what I'm
sure.
saying? Because I'm not dealing with...
Again, we on the same.
But she didn't.
Alright,
The
so-
lady didn't give her the opportunity. She went in. She had all them details,
This-
but didn't give her the opportunity
Okay.
to express all
This
that.
right here is what I always, bro.
It's always technology. It's just like when you try to show somebody something, that's when it fuck up. But when you chilling, internet be booming.
Comments posted on social, I only saw a handful that even considered the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position and recognizing that I am actually speaking and pouring into the ascension of black men when I said what I said. But see, no, some of y'all were too busy naming and shaming me personally and black women in general as undesirable, gold diggers, and much worse. Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men
Oh, is this
that
the
were
second
bringing
video?
home C's and D's on your report cards, only to then be coddled by parents that said, well, that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. Well, listen, I love and believe in the excellence of black men. So no, my dear, C's and D's or any other form of mediocrity is not okay. No, I will not create a soft place for you or anybody that I love to fall comfortably into the bigotry of low expectations. So I'm gonna say one more time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with driving a bus. My mother Gloria drove one for years. But could it be that black America has been sold a narrative of average, regular, and typical being good enough for us? Well, see, that's called white supremacy. And in this case, it takes the form of conditioning black Americans to happily accept being a permanent American underclass. But see, because I know the truth about black folk in America, no, average is not and will never be good enough for me. And the gag is, I don't think it's good enough for you either.
So pretty much she's saying y'all niggas get y'all emotion up.
That's not what she's saying, bro.
That's just what she said.
That is kind of what she's saying.
What she's talking about, all of us sitting there to say.
No, but
No,
listen.
she's not.
But
Listen, no, this is the thing. She said that, and I think because she got backlash from that initially, she wanted to try to double down. And even if you look from that video, we're not gonna play the Breakfast Club 40-minute clip.
Understood.
Completely different. You also gotta remember she a lawyer, so she's in that interview mixing shit up. Like,
I feel like the same way she was in that, because I haven't heard that video. That's the first time I'm hearing that. But
That's what
and
the
comparing
main
that to the Breakfast Club joint, she's talking the same exact language. She's talking the same exact initiative, the same exact message.
from the very first video we showed when she was talking to Ayan.
No, not the very first one. The
It's
very
different,
first
though,
one.
right? You can acknowledge it's different.
Right, correct. But it was only different just from the debate me and Joe was saying. She didn't. It's like you can't ask somebody a small question or a broad question, but have a specific answer in mind.
That's not a broad question. It's
Yes, a
just-
bus. Would you date a
Yes
bus
or no?
driver? You didn't. She didn't. He didn't.
That's not an open-ended
She
question.
didn't say. Would you date a bus driver that's loving, compassionate, and all of those things? Because if she would have laid that whole thing out beforehand and then after that, she would have probably said yes.
Again, first of all, I think Ayana's point was in saying all that afterwards.
Mm.
Was no, and she wouldn't have said that. She actually said it on the Breakfast Club. She was like, no. I think Ayana's point was saying like, and what I be thinking too, I'd be like, bruh, money is important. I'm not gonna sit here and cap like it's not. when you dealing with somebody, is that the first thing you're going for, or you going with your connection first? That'd be the issue.
The connection.
All right, then. That's the main. I think that's where Ayana was going at. Number two, she talking about white supremacy. She was engaged to a white man. Bullshit. Bullshit. Number three, why is she giving a relationship while she 40 and single?
100%. Again,
Number
everybody
four.
should- yeah, you're right.
Black
Go
people
ahead.
are 13% of the population, right?
in the
In
States.
America.
Okay.
Of that 13%, 19% of that 13% makes over 100K a year.
That's the point I was getting to earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And of that 19%, how many of that is men?
That's probably less than 6.
Exactly. So
Mhm.
you what are you preaching? You preaching against white supremacy, but you basically telling America, yourself, and black women to go date outside their race. Because that's what you're saying.
See, nah, that I'm not with. My whole point to the whole thing, like I said earlier, is just having your preferences is cool, but also recognizing that people are trying to put themselves in position is equally as important. Is equally as important to that whole thing. Like you said, it do come down to, and that's what we was talking about in the chat initially. Just like, yeah, like what's your connection with that person? Because I could make 250K and cheat on my hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, she gonna stay because I got 250K, or she gonna stay because I treat her right. You know. Depending on the type of woman I'm messing with, she might stay.
See, but then that's what.
But then that also comes to like,
yeah, it's the finite
the
nuances.
nuances,
It's
you know
like
what I'm
every
saying?
situation is so different. So it's,
How?
because again, just like that same situation, it's like, all right, if I'm not going to worry about money, or then I'm supposed to be worried about if I really fuck with this person, but he's cheating on me. I got to make a decision. It's not about the money.
So again, this is the dating part, right? Which at the end of the day is date who you want to date. When you talking to people, when you saying shit like average because you're a bus driver, or certain jobs is average because you don't make enough money, that's disrespectful. Because for
Are
one,
they not average?
no,
What's not average about
average
it?
is subjective.
I can't call being a bus driver average because during COVID, they was essential workers. So like all these jobs that she was like referring to as average were also jobs that people relied on in order to make the country move.
Nobody
Also,
said
the
they're not
average black-
important, but they're still average.
Also, the average black person altogether makes about 30K a year. Bus drivers make over that.
So again, we're still.
If she's talking about, it's when you talk down to people like that, it's like it's elitist. It's like, first of all, you're saying you're too good to date a bus driver, which I guess you can feel that way. You're entitled to feel that way you want.
I get you. It definitely is a preference thing. It's more so like I'm not gonna date nobody unless they on their shit.
I don't think you should.
That's essentially what she's saying in my eyes.
I don't think you should look down at people who do any job that, you know what I'm saying, that's sustaining themselves. You don't know. First of all, as black people, we fight uphill anyway from the get go. So I don't know, bro. It didn't sit right with me when she said it.
Let me ask you
I
this
understand
though.
why people was upset.
How do you find out if the nigga owns the bus unless you actually get to know the person?
But I think that's what Roy's saying, or that's what we both kind of saying, or at least was saying, is that beyond what this person does, like before even looking at what they do, it's like learn about them. You know what I'm saying? Like actually get to know them.
So that means that question to me is now a setup, because it's like the question to me makes it seem like we're negating the whole personal aspect of it. It only is about the business mindset, when that's not necessarily the case. Because if the question was, hey, would you date a sensible person even though they're on the come up, then that's a different scenario. Now we painted a picture.
Yeah.
But if you're not giving a person the opportunity to have those nuances of I will pick somebody, but if they're not in that same mindset, I'm not gonna fuck with them. It's just not where I'm at. It's not the frequency I'm on.
Again, past the date part. The majority of people were mad about the way she was talking about people with jobs?
I still, to me, it's like just like I
So
started
you
off.
saying you average?
No, and that's what she clarified on Breakfast Club. Average, she's only talking about the people who are, if they're working these jobs and they know they can do better. It's like being around your niggas and you know your man's works. Your man's is a
What's
person
going
that picks up
better?
trash.
That's my point.
Let me play this scenario. You say your man's works. He's a sanitation worker, right? He wake up every morning, go pick up every nigga's trash. This is something that's needed. We can't go without it. The city is gonna smell like shit. You feel me? Just something simple, but it's very necessary, and with his job is very important. But if he decides that if it's his dream to be a sanitation worker, then cool, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Cool. But if you're a sanitation worker and then you get around your niggas and you keep telling your niggas, oh yeah, I'm gonna start this business, oh yeah, I wanna own a Rolls Royce one day, and then 20 years go down the line, you still working this sanitation job and you have done nothing to go grasp those aspirations that you keep talking about, you know what I'm saying? So it's like holding your niggas to a higher standard. If you're gonna say, hey, I wanna do this, okay, cool, work your job. Same with me, I work AV. I'm doing this, but I got shit on the side. So that when my shit on the side is big enough to where I can drop this AV job, then yes, now we in the door. But I have to work this job to pay my rent.
I ain't gonna lie.
You can't get rid of the working class in America.
You can.
So
We just
they're
don't
not
need
average.
to. We just don't need to be in there for a long period of time.
Everybody can't be entrepreneur. If everybody was an entrepreneur, nobody buying shit.
Nah, facts. Whole kill. You talked about sanitation. Them niggas, one, they get bagged
They do.
and they get hoes.
100%.
So
Even the niggas that work Metro, all them niggas,
Bro.
them niggas can make 6 figures working that job.
they get crazy pensions. They get all of
Stupid.
that shit. So
If
it's
I
not-
wasn't doing music,
it's
I would be
nothing-
doing that.
It's
Literally.
nothing like I got homies working in sanitation, working in that's making bands. You know what I'm saying? Driving nice whips. So it's still there's avenues to making that money in them type jobs.
It's just about where. It's just a matter of where your mindset is. Like, where do you see yourself going?
Yeah.
In your picture, and if if you're cool with that and you're comfortable, your goal is like, so say your goal was to make 6 figures, but you got into you're driving the bus and you're electrician or some shit, right? And now you're making 120 at this job. Okay, cool. I done met my goal. I'm making more, but so I'm not comfortable. You feel what I'm saying? I've exceeded my goal. So that's cool. That's perfectly fine.
You add an extra one.
That's not. That's exactly what she was.
I
That's
think everybody should not have a job.
no. I'm not saying that.
So-
I'm saying they should
so how is-
aspire
how-
to whatever they want to do with their life. If whatever your dream is.
That's all. You add the extra shit. You add your spin on it.
But I get it. He talking from
It's
like
the
he
mindset.
talking from
We're
his
talking
mindset.
about this conversation. We
Yeah,
adding our
and-
own shit.
I'm talking about the same exact shit that I'm saying. It's the same exact shit she said on the Breakfast Club.
No.
Yes,
Okay.
it's that.
So-
we can go
so-
to the exact points.
To bring it back to
I watched it 3 times.
the main crux or the main point.
Ain't nothing wrong with having a job.
It's nothing wrong
it's-
with it. She
and
just
that's
said
it.
it's
It's
not.
nothing but nothing.
That
It's not
shit should-
nothing else. It's
That's
nothing,
it.
nothing wrong with having a
Status-
job. You're not average. You're not mediocre because you work. That's stupid.
Yeah, status shouldn't discount you from shit. At the end of the day, but not even but it's just realizing that people have certain standards that they attain to get to. But like my point before is just like it's knowing where you at. Like you need to have realistic expectations
That's it.
of your standards.
Majority of people is
The
gonna
majority
make
of people
jobs
do
in
not.
the-
No.
The majority of people is not gonna make no type of long lasting impact on this earth outside.
Oh
of
no.
family.
Yeah. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about to her specific point, like the one point, like would you date a bus driver? And she said no. That is cool for her because that's not her tax bracket. But the majority of people like
Yeah, her tax bracket is white.
the majority of people that
So go ahead and take that.
that
out.
I'm not even talking about that.
You got to, because she
I'm-
brought up white supremacy in that
I'm
too.
talking about my point now.
But
I'm
that's
not even
also
talking about-
further her point. She
I'm
wants
just-
more people to be in that tax bracket. That's the problem. we're comfortable, or she's tired of people just being comfortable at the little bag. It's like if I told you that you can make $1 million and or you can stay right here and continue to live this regular life, would you not choose the $1 million?
You looking at a regular life as something's wrong with that.
It's not wrong. I'm just asking you which one would you choose. That's a projection. Did I say something was wrong? I just asked which one would you choose.
Life, that's an
Would you rather be a sanitation person, or would you rather be somebody that makes $1 million every day? Which one would you rather be?
Whichever one I'm happier doing.
Okay, so don't you gotta do both to find out?
What?
Don't you gotta make $1 million to know if you're happier making $1 million or rather be?
Nah, nigga, I think I'm gonna be happy if I make $1 million. I gotta find out.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, what are we talking about here?
I don't know that. Cause I could have all that shit. I could get a decent paying job. I could get a crib. I could fucking have my man cave. I could be good where I'm at. I don't have to necessarily, and I could, you know what? I'm gonna work this job, and when I retire, I'm gonna get retirement pension, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you're not the average, bro.
All I'm saying.
That's cool, but there's so much more out there, and it's like you don't know it until you experience it.
Go buy a fucking $5,000 entrepreneurial course. That's what Justin wants you to do.
No, that's not even what I'm saying.
Nah, all I'm saying is have realistic conversations with the people that you dating and that you trying to date. Don't come off some know your personnel, know your bracket. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, and the people you
Or
date.
know your projected bracket, because you said earlier, your bracket and your status shouldn't matter. Right?
Yeah, like it's just
so it don't matter. It's
when
where you're trying to get to.
Because we talking about that conversation turned into a money conversation, but the conversation at its core is like it's just finding who you're compatible with. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm looking at it. I'm not looking at
the date. I'm looking because it's two parts. The dating conversation, cool, date who you want to date. But when you start looking down at people because they
I don't.
Everybody's built off relationship.
That's the whole issue. That was the whole issue.
Well, nobody here fuck with that. That's why I don't. He's not even looking down, bro. Like
I'm not looking down.
The conversation has gotten.
I said that I work an average job. I work an AV job. I make an average $50K a year from this AV job. But in my heart, $50K is not enough. I don't want to be making and living in my house with my car and just making $50K. This is not enough for me, and that's just my own personal decision.
You surviving right now, right?
And this is fine, but I want better.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to survive. You want to be able to.
Have you sat in a G-Wagon? Have you drove a G-Wagon?
No, I haven't.
So until you have, you don't understand that, hey, this Volkswagen I got ain't shit compared to that G-Wagon. So I'm going to aspire to get that G-Wagon, but that G-Wagon is $150,000. So my $50K year salary can't support this G-Wagon dream that I have, right?
How many G-Wagons you drove?
2 of them.
And you like the way it ride? No,
Yes, it was amazing.
Outstanding.
I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed the way it ride?
It's on my. I have 3 computers. I have a G-Wagon. All Mercedes products in my background.
Everybody know that ride G-Wagon said that shit ride tough. So that shit ride.
It rides what?
Rough.
You tripping?
You said tough, bucko. That's really crazy to me. I ain't gonna lie.
And it does ride tough.
It ride rough.
I just love hopping out and slamming the door.
Come on, man. Like my point is this, bro. If you want to work a job, bro. Because I think a lot of that whole little that tone of that conversation puts a lot of people in the trick bag. They gotta get the quick bag.
Yeah, no, that was really my main problem. It's just the delivery with everything about it. Like you said, it did come off as.
And you date white men.
That's a whole different topic.
It's not. You can't talk about white supremacy if you was engaged to a white man. How? Somebody explain to me. Whatever you're about to explain that to me. How can you talk white supremacy if you was engaged to a white man? Let me know something, please.
We got Umar on the
It's not that. But you can't. That's like me. As much.
It's like saying fuck 12, but your man's is a police officer.
That's horrible. That's hypocritical too. What do you mean?
So you're not gonna chill out with your man. So you gonna disown your man's because he's a police officer, but you know genuinely that you and your experience is that it's fuck 12. but your mans is a police officer, and this your real mans. You gonna not be cool with your mans because he's a police officer?
I'll probably distance myself. I'm not gonna lie.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
if
you're
I was,
wild.
If I was 12,
You're wild.
First of all, you borderline. So
I'm bored.
So
we're not putting out what
If
happened.
anything, I'm borderline. You see what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
Security
saying?
and shit.
What I'm saying is this. That's okay. That's different.
It's not. It's the same
You
principle.
can't fight for a cause and fighting against the cause at the same
Yes,
time.
you can. It's like if you want to make change, you gotta get in there. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. If you want to make change, you gotta get in there. The only way to make change is to show up in a space.
MLK had a dream that niggas would be knocking down milk, and that's crazy.
Man,
He
MLK
seen that shit.
MLK was a
He was-
wild nigga.
He was
so-
doing that.
He
shit.
seen that shit.
Yeah, wild nigga. Nigga not jacking that. You cannot.
My man is black to the core.
You got a black wife.
I get.
Nah, I feel
100%. I've dated a white woman. You feel me?
Oh no,
But-
I would look at you. Well, shout out to my man. I would have looked at you differently. I ain't gonna lie. I do look at it like, but you know what? Not every nigga is like on that pro black shit. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really fault some niggas just living their life.
I don't look at every person that dates a white person differently, unless your actions just change up because of some
I
type of
feel that.
influence. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
If you still you to your core, like you just loving who you love. Now, if you dating a white person, them niggas is openly racist or overtly racist, and you just
All
you
of them.
just-
I assume
you just
choose
stand
to
with
majority
them.
white people are some type of prejudice. The
Everybody.
majority.
Everybody is. Everybody has their prejudice one way or another towards any and everything.
No, not true.
Why not? Because if everybody has an opinion, everybody has their own prejudice.
That's different. What do you mean? Opinion and prejudice is two different things. You can't compare those two.
All right, so let's look at
Hey man, free YSL.
That's what I said. And if you fucking don't talk that pro black shit if you dating outside your race. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say. Like I was about to say Alaskan, fucking Asian, fucking German, anything. The fuck? That's whack all this shit to me.
So no. So
Then on
what,
top of that,
what other, so no other culture can support us.
no, not fully. You don't fully get it. You don't. You don't get that feeling. The
So
feeling that
that's-
we get when we get pulled over, they don't get that feeling, bro.
I understand what you're
I
saying.
can't relate. How you gonna raise my children, my black children?
No, I understand. I'm just saying support. Nobody said race. Nobody said any of that. I'm just saying no other
I don't
race,
think you can.
because you're not allowing no other
You're
race
part of the problem.
to genuinely have to. You're not allowing any other race to acknowledge the problem that we also see and to be able to make a decision to support us. Because one, if we're already outnumbered, then you're only accepting ballots from a finite amount of niggas in the first place.
That's why it's important to focus on those numbers and try to build those numbers up. You don't go outside and dilute the pool.
So all you're saying is black people keep fucking each other so we can have more people, so we can finally have enough black people in the world to finally balance out the scale.
You jump crazy.
That's exactly what you're saying. You
No,
just said.
That's not what I'm saying.
So how are we gonna build each other up? How if it's only a finite amount of us, bro? If just like you said, we're only 19% of the population. How are we getting bigger?
We 13%.
13%. How are we getting bigger? How are we making? How can we get
But that
25?
don't mean you just having babies and not doing nothing.
How
The
explain?
fucking
So
the jobs that
explain.
you just sitting on, you could do that and enrich the
Explain-
black community.
Explain to me how the 13% is going to get bigger.
How else, Justin?
You have to create,
Okay, but
and they're slowing down our ways to create.
Who?
White people
Okay.
in the government.
So the white
But
people
also
is slowing
look-
it down. Stay away from them crackers, man. We ain't on that, bruh.
You know what's crazy too is like one thing she talked about is that little we talking about the wealth gap and like how black Americans is at the bottom and white Americans is only at the middle, and then I think it's the Indian American at the top, right? And they make like $100K a year on average.
But you know what? First of all, you can't compare Indians. For one, they're not, the majority are not from this country. And for them to even, when they, what's it called?
Why not? They're Indian Americans.
No. Because when they, it's first of all, it's a different culture over there. and they don't even let
I'm just
over there.
talking
They
about
got
people that's born here. That's it.
But there's no Indians that was born here. Their parents are immigrants from it. You talking about Indians?
So yes, if somebody that was had their parents and they came over
Their
here
culture is
and they were
different,
born
bro.
here,
They don't let all Indians. I'm letting you know, they don't let all Indians come over here. They got class systems over there.
I understand
So
what you're saying.
only the upper echelon of them are able to even come over here.
Mm-hmm.
So they're coming over here with a different level of. They don't understand. They don't have the same cultural experiences we go to, and they don't have that over there, so they're not able to understand. That's why a lot of them come over here and be racist. Same thing with Africans, for real. They don't understand systematic racism because they don't have those problems over there. It's like they come over here and look down at us like, because the news would show all the bad shit that black people is doing, and they're coming over here like, well, we came over here and within a generation we did this and did that, but y'all didn't have the same struggles and you know what I'm saying, setbacks that we had. You know what I'm saying? White people had a head start in this country for every time black people try to get ahead, they demolished it.
Well, why they the my question, or the reason I brought it up, that list is, why is white people the only people we're targeting on that list if they're in the middle? If they're the ones that's holding us back the most, if they're our biggest ops, but they're in the middle, why are they our biggest op?
Because they're in power.
But they're not the ones that are winning.
They're in power.
They're
making the laws and legislation.
I hear what you're saying, but the numbers are showing that they're not winning, and that they're actually on the decline.
Of what?
White people.
Talking about population wise?
No, their bag. It's on the decline, bro. It is on the decline, bro. Like, can we just go back and look at these census numbers?
Are we looking at census? That's the population, bro.
No, bro.
Yeah,
we're talking about income. So that's all. What I'm saying is that if from an income perspective, if the reason that we can't go out and get the bag and all this other shit is because white people are ops that are controlling all this shit. They're systematically their bag.
You're saying that as if you don't believe that with all the. You don't believe that white people are.
No, I'm trying to make finite points.
You also do know that like Asians, they come over here with a line of credit from their country. That's why they're able to come over here and set up.
I know that too. Saudi Arabians get a check every month. They get paid for everything they do. They get paid for.
So how are you comparing them to what the fuck is going on in the black community? We don't have that.
I'm trying to say that we don't need to keep trying to defeat the white Americans. We need to be looking at whoever's doing the best and copy them.
That's not possible when you don't start out on the same foot.
At all.
We're never going to start on the same foot.
Exactly.
So when are we going to get past that? When are we going to get past that? When are we going to get past and accept the fact that nobody's going to start off the same foot? It's just impossible. So once we get past that, then what?
You know, we haven't been out of slavery longer than we was in slavery.
We haven't. No.
I hear what you're saying.
No, but no, there's a point to that. It's people whose folks' parents was born when segregation was still going on. Segregation ended in the late 60s.
Mm-hmm.
So America's only been around for 270 years.
Right.
Black people were enslaved for 180 of those. Enslaved or segregated for 180 of those.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been out of segregation and out of slavery for like the age of some people's grandparents.
100%.
So it's going to take another 50, 100 years for us to get to a point where the racism is a few generations removed, to where it's not as much of a stopping ground or a stopping point for people. You know what I'm saying? Because just because like the shit stopped in the 60s, these same folks were still raising kids. Right. And indoctrinating them in them same teachings. Like you see that shit today. Mm-hmm. Like when Trump ran for office, took over office, and then you saw the rise in like young militant white nationalist men going around.
I'm calling them militant. TV torches.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but you saw that. These is dudes same age, younger than us. They ain't learned that shit from Trump. That shit was indoctrinated.
Facts.
His family. So it's like we had to hit a few more generations of undoctrinating that same mindset. Mm-hmm. That's just it's not a turnaround time that's going to happen in a few years. You know
Understandable.
So your line of thinking is not incorrect. It's just realizing that your line of thinking it hasn't married to where we're at as a society.
So what are we doing now to get there though? That's what I'm trying to understand.
I don't have a big picture plan for you. You know what I'm saying? If I did,
just with your opinion as us as a whole, because if we're on the back end of that and it's gonna take generations, it's just not just gonna fizzle out. You know what I'm saying? Just because niggas just not off.
The thing is not for it to like, oh yeah, one day it's gonna fizzle out. It's the shit that we're already doing as a culture. You know what I'm saying? Like when we stand when shit happens, like when our owners getting shot, getting like harmed and treated unjustly, like we're making them stands, we're taking them stands, and in those moments, like people are able to hear our voice, people are able to see our point of view. That's where you build the change. So like it takes those type of movements, but it also takes like, cause everything is not a big show. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm in my workplace, I carry myself a certain type of way to a certain type of standard, so I can move up. And the people around me are gonna see that, you know what I'm saying? Now, if the people around me are my color, then fuck it, like, then I'm putting you on the same thing I'm on, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this is what I'm trying to do to get here. If you're trying to get here, we can get here.
A lot of people don't do that.
A lot of people don't do that.
They don't.
A lot of people don't do that. I'm fortunate to say, like, I have come across people that do look out, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they're trying to put people in position like that look like us, to make that change, to make that wealth gap change, to make that just leadership change. But like it starts grassroots, you know what I'm saying? And that's where you get to the point where you could be like, okay, I want to go and fuck it, I want to go start a job. Let me get a line of credit, and bang, it's just easier. But we're just not there yet. So it's like, it's nothing wrong with your mindset. Like that's the type of mindset I have for myself. Just like, I want to get to a certain type of point because I'm not satisfied with where I'm at. But I also realize that there is stuff that holds me back. You know what I'm saying? From that, that's not my fault.
Right, you might not even see that you being held back. What you being held back? Discrimination. You might not even know that you didn't get that job you applied for or that you interviewed for because a white person came in after you. You might not know that.
Listen, like it's to the point. Like it's still to this day. Like I know people when they apply for jobs, they don't check off their what their nationality is.
Right.
Just off the strength of like, okay, like if I put I'm African American, they probably throw my resume in the garbage.
Hit my Quisha, we don't know that you fucking black.
Exactly. Just your name of the phone. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, so it's just like in time that we can get there, but that's just not where we at right now. Yeah. So her, like you going back to her, and we can like move on from this. Yeah. That's why that tone was not appreciated, because it just doesn't recognize the state that the majority
everybody's in currently.
You know what I'm saying? That the majority of people is in.
Okay.
And to that point, my point is saying, then we can move on. My point is saying that we haven't been out of slavery longer than we've been in it. We actually, if you look back through history, we progressed like pretty quick. It's like we got the Tulsa shit, Black Wall Street shit, where they came through and actually bombed, like,
and then they torched it as soon as they seen.
Exactly, it happens like it doesn't happen anymore. That I know.
But it's always a pattern when black people like get together and unify and start making shit that will affect change. It's cut down. Crack epidemic came in through the 80s, destroyed all like the black neighborhoods.
You know what I'm saying? We getting black people was.
And honestly, that's what I ain't trying to get on my soapbox, but like that, like when people talk about black on black crime, all that shit stems from the fact that drugs was flooding the community, and that's what changed. I don't either. Crime is central to where you're around. So if I'm around a bunch of white people and I decide I want to shoot it up, I'm not killing black people because I don't live around black people. It just happened. Right. But yeah, that's a whole nother thing. So yeah, we gonna get there. Yeah.
The bullets ain't racist.
What? Bullets definitely ain't racist.
Okay.
Bullets gonna cut down that.
No cap.
Speaking of, man, the Nubian queen was accosted on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? Caitlin Clark was assaulted by Angela Reese, and I feel as though
Caitlin Clark, the white woman,
she was assaulted, man. We gotta stop, man. We gotta stop bullying people, man.
She was assaulted.
She was assaulted, accosted.
How was she assaulted? She got her ass whipped on the court.
That wasn't an ass whooping. That was the score. It was
They lost by 25.
So she was mad.
She do be cooking. She's a bucket.
I'm joking about that shit, but
Nigga said my Nubian queen. That woman whiter than this.
I think people overreacted to that. This is just shit that I was since we've been. Yeah, people overreacted to that shit. I will say she did. I like take it a step further with this.
I don't care. I don't believe in sportsmanship, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I think like bro, like
I see that shit. I'm like, okay, I can see why people are upset that she did all that.
here's my thing, bro. It's just like you on the court, you on the field, your adrenaline is pumping, and if sports is where like shit talking is naturally just gonna come out because it's competition. Like it's gonna bring out that edge.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in like, oh yeah, I need to. We could be cool outside of this. Well, like we on them lines, we on that court, we talking shit, and she talk shit.
Yeah, she do.
Like she talking her own shit. Like she wasn't tripping. It's just the soapbox.
It was a clear difference though.
No, it wasn't.
It was a clear difference from this to her going up in her face like on some all that extra shit she was doing. It's
Bro,
I didn't give a fuck. I was like,
win.
It is what it is.
You mad? Win.
You know what I'm saying?
If you mad, win.
Get a W.
But I think this could be good for the WNBA.
For sure. Like
100%.
it bring.
That'd be so amazing.
Like I seen something that national championship game had like one of the best ratings.
It was like the highest viewed sport, some wild statistic like that.
In that little, it was going up against like whatever, I don't remember.
I think it got more views in the men's.
Yeah, definitely. I think it might have doubled that shit.
Yeah. I wasn't saying. I heard somebody say that Steph Curry saved the WNBA because all the players basically play like Steph Curry. They just shoot threes and they, you know what I'm saying? They got ball hands, go to the hole and all that.
I don't know.
I don't want to say that. I mean,
I was gonna ask you, like, do y'all think the reason that the WNBA not really popping is the fact that they not putting up points like the men are? You know what I'm saying? Who's dropping 50?
The style of play,
It's not exciting.
the style of play is different because a lot of their game is below the rim. You know what I'm saying? You get the men's hoops. It's a lot of breakaway dunks and
Why
shit
can't
like
they
that.
dunk? What's wrong with them dunking?
Ain't nothing wrong with the dunk. It's just like most of them can't do it.
They got uteruses.
All right.
That's really
We seen short niggas hop though. You know what I'm saying? It's been plenty of short niggas in the NBA that can still dunk. You know what I'm saying?
Most women aren't athletic. Not say they're not athletic, but they don't. Their bodies can't do it. Even like if you look at all sports, it's a clear difference.
Yes,
between
it's a
men's and
genetic
women's.
difference. Like testosterone makes a difference.
Like if you watch like
So the calf muscles
tennis,
is
like
different.
tennis, men's tennis versus women's tennis is way different.
Oh yeah, the speed of the game is different. Like everything, just like
yeah. But shout out to them because I think she made like 300,000 with her Neil did or
nah,
whatever.
she hitting over $1 million. I want to say she has like one of the richest NIL deals right now in college basketball.
She's getting paid more than WNBA players.
She's getting bagged right now.
You know what they should do? They should do confessionals. Like record the WNBA games and like reality TV when they talking to the camera. They should do that on like with
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
But that honestly, low key, I feel like that would bring in women viewers because it gives you like that vibe of like a bad girls or some shit like that.
And then they can talk shit. You know what I'm saying? To whoever.
Like that's really what it is. The issue with women's sports is not that women play the sport. It's just that a lot of women don't watch sports.
Correct.
Like most of the people I know that watch WNBA is niggas.
And it's not even that many, to be honest with you. I don't know a lot of niggas that watch that shit.
Only reason I do is because like I be in a lot of like fantasy leagues and shit like that. So I come across a lot of niggas that are like hoop heads. So like they watch everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I talk to women and they be like, yeah, I don't watch it. But they'll watch Steph, they'll watch Bron, they'll watch the playoffs, but they're not watching like a random WNBA game.
Yeah, so shout out to both of them. Alright. Did y'all hear the Drake and Weeknd AI song?
Yeah.
Only part of it.
That joint was hard.
I don't be trying to listen to none of them AI jumps.
Music or not music? How do y'all feel about AI?
It's not music to me.
I'm saying like besides music, like beyond that in society. How y'all feel about this AI shit?
I'm not with it.
It don't feel.
I'm not with it.
It AI don't know how it feels to, like as a lyric would say, like drop the top. You as a person can feel when a nigga on that verse saying he dropped the top on his whip, and you in your whip and you finna drop the top. If I found out that AI wrote this and said that, it just don't. The
Only
feeling
rappers
ain't
like,
there.
I know what the fuck they be talking about, so that don't really. If it sound good, people are gonna listen to it. But I was saying like beyond music, like
I'm not with the AI shit.
I'm not with it at
I ain't gonna lie
all.
to you, man.
that shit is actually wild. Like,
Bruh,
it's learning.
Think about it, bro. As many movies that they was putting out, like iRobot and all these other movies that they put out in the late 90s, early 2000s, talking about artificial intelligence just rapidly learning shit and then having a mind of its own, and then we're seeing it, and people are just cool with that shit. I'm like, bro, like we're watching,
Literally,
they're clearly watching like the shit that they warned us about in the movies, and people are always told. I've always told like the shit that they show you in Hollywood is already something in the process of being made. You know what I'm saying? So like them, it was never. They show you that shit to get you used to it and like kind of like numb you to the effect of like when they release that type shit. So yeah, bro, like I'm not with it. And like people just all up in that joint. Like you got the Chat GPT, which actually that shit has like its pluses and minuses, but you got people like taking pictures or like doing like the artificial intelligence
like
pictures,
actual
like,
real pictures. Yeah.
like you literally giving your image over to people, making it easy to. You see an uptick in deep fakes and all of that type shit. I'm like, bro, like it's.
And then the dude who developed, like, was it ChatGPT? Chat GPT?
I think it's like chap, like your lips chapped.
Chat.
So CHAT.
Yeah, Chat GPT.
I think it was some dude that had something to do with AI. Said he quit and he was like niggas basically said niggas shouldn't fuck with that shit.
Yeah, bro, like they're stealing data. They're doing all of that.
Then there was another story. It was like I forgot what show it was, but they made an AI version of the show and like let that thing run.
AI made a show.
Yeah, they had like an AI show. I think they said it was Seinfeld.
Wow.
And it was like they were watching the show, and then the people that was in the AI show started questioning shit like, "What are we doing? Like, what is this? Is this real?" Type shit.
Bro, like that joint.
Damn.
We're not far from seeing like some weird AI accidents happen, because you know the next step is already working on is them being able to put artificial intelligence in some type of body skeleton. Not necessarily a body, but like
or even in us.
Vice versa. I seen some shit where they were saying they're about to be able to upload your consciousness into like, which is
But bro, we've been seeing that on movies for years. TV shows for it's
Transformers.
It's a TV show on Amazon Prime that's called Upload. The whole premise of that show is you die. Main character dies in the show, and his family saves his consciousness and uploads it to a artificial heaven so that they can still go visit him, like it's in a retirement home. And that's literally
Niggas is making their own heaven for real.
cause like the concept of niggas want to be able to live forever.
That's wild, bro. Yeah, this shit kind of creepy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't with it. They ain't talking about that. They about to start taking jobs and shit. Go to double back to that conversation, but like, they gonna have to make some laws with this shit. But who knows how long it's gonna take.
Bro, it's whatever laws they make, it's not gonna be nothing that's gonna help the working class.
It might be, cause you gotta think like again, like I said, like say
we need
Walmart
to
was like they
recognize.
gonna fire all they every employee in the store.
But you already seen that for real.
But that's not gonna last for that long. Cause if
It's
you
not
fire
gonna
everybody,
turn
who's
to
gonna buy shit? Nobody gonna have money. You know what I'm saying? You know how much crime and shit that.
I'm gonna say the crime will go crazy. But
that's also just like you said, crime will go crazy because if it's no humans in the store, there's no human aspect of hey,
somebody stopping you. You know what I'm saying? If all of your cashiers is artificial intelligence, I'm not stopping at a register.
walking straight out.
I'm dipping.
I was saying like niggas not gonna have
Yeah,
jobs.
no, niggas not gonna have jobs
You right.
because they're replacing it with. But I already see that with like certain retail jobs where they don't hire as many cashiers or as many people to work counters,
McDonald's.
and they just have a whole bunch of like kiosks where you scan out now.
They got one register literally, and then like 5, 6 kiosks.
That shit is.
But you see, it's already affected because crime is already up.
I bought some prison stock the other day. I'm not gonna
You
lie.
fucking Michael Jordan for real.
Hey man, look, y'all go ahead and do
You
y'all
said
thing.
prison?
Yeah,
He
prison
brought
stock.
prison stock. That's some elitist shit for real.
Why are you wilding?
That's elitist shit.
Alright, we'll see in a few years when that shit triple, quadruple, because niggas will
Nah.
have
There's
But
other
nah,
shit
low-key,
that's quadrupling and quadrupling.
Real shit. Look at the niggas who actually be like investing in prison stock. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
That's what I got the idea from. I
You-
forgot his
yeah,
name. Michael
politicians,
Burry,
like
some
the-
shit like
I know Michael Jordan does it.
First of all, stop. That's
No, I'm
That's a different Michael Jordan, right?
No, Michael Jordan.
No, that's a different Michael Jordan. I remember when I looked that up. It's a white man named Michael Jordan that was investing in the prisons.
Steph Curry do it too.
He white. He had white.
That nigga, both his parents is fully black.
For real?
Yes, they just light skinned.
You're so funny, bro.
His mama's fine.
They
You
got
so
a little bit
funny.
white in them, so
Nah, they
probably
They are
they just
the
light
pure
skinned.
black.
they got a lot of white in them.
No, my little brother light skinned. Both his parents fully black.
You got a Caucasian man's hair.
I do not have no Caucasian man.
Oh my
hair,
God,
nigga.
you're so funny, bro.
I don't have a shape up.
If you took your dreads out, your hair would probably be like
It would be curly.
Sean or Corey from Boy Meets World.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
My hair is curly.
That's Corey. From
I don't
Boy
have
Meets
no
World.
white one.
Nah, hell nah.
You can go back hella generations.
You need some grease. You need a lot of
Nah, my bad,
grease.
Steph Curry. I thought she was half white this whole time. Cause all y'all niggas. Shout out to y'all. All these-
That nigga ain't no white in his family. His wife black. His kids black. They just light skinned.
Black asterisks.
Nah, nigger.
Yeah, like Steph Curry, we got nigger there.
Yes, bro. Like his shit.
We can say that y'all can't. Yo. But nah, man, this AI shit is a trip, bro. They gonna have to. Niggas gotta get ready, bro. For real. And
I don't think we're gonna lose the human aspect of it though. We still need AI. You still need humans to. You can't completely. It's even like with automobiles, just like perfect example. They've been using AI for years. They still use AI to this day, but they still need a fleet of humans to like do everything, even test. So it's like we losing jobs, but at the same time, it's a transition period for more creative jobs to be had. Because even in the opportunity of we're losing jobs, you know what I mean, the jobs that we're having today were not even available back then either.
you gotta think, bro. It's gonna be like. So imagine you go imagine that McDonald's is completely automated. That means you only need one person to work that joint. So for if something goes wrong, and you can probably do that remotely.
Yeah, but
So that means it's still gonna be overall less jobs. Like it's not gonna be.
you still need a couple people.
Why?
Because what if shit breaks? Technology fails all the time for no fucking reason.
Okay, but it don't take that many people.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does, and then especially if you're a business that has to keep it moving like that, you can't just wait to pick up the phone and be like, all right, let me get the technician come down here and see what the fuck going on. Then he ain't gonna be here for another 6 hours. You know what I'm saying? Some more shit. So you probably are gonna have people who know how to work the machines that.
You know, robots is building robots.
Again, you still need a human aspect to
Which
it.
is like my point is, you're not gonna need as many.
100%. I get you,
So-
but that's what I'm saying. It's not all lost because just like social media jobs, niggas is living off being able to post and do what they do on social media, and that was not available to us in the '80s. You know what I'm saying? So and nor did they have the cellular devices we had. So it's like as technology continues to progress, new creative jobs will appear. They just haven't appeared just yet.
Creative jobs, you said.
Yeah, these are new creative jobs. Because AI is going to start doing more of the simple, mundane tasks.
You know they got an AI podcast, the Joe Rogan podcast, the AI version of it.
I did see that.
Now, let me ask you this.
They probably about to use AI to make movies, like write the scripts for movies.
Oh,
Who's
no, they
getting
gonna be
paid from it?
No, they're gonna be using AI heavy right now because they're on a writer strike. So we about to get a whole bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, and they said the writers was like, we want in the little terms of agreements that y'all not gonna use ChatGPT, and the people was like, nah, like we gonna be using it.
Yeah, they, like I said, the whole basis of them making AI so that they can cut down on
Costs,
costs.
which is in the long run, I think it's
Going
going
to raise crime.
it's gonna raise crime. Nobody's gonna be able to even buy your product because nobody's making money to buy your product.
It's just like it goes back to the whole thing of like everybody wanting to cut the cord from cable in a sense. So it's like, okay, we're gonna go to streaming services. But now all of these different studios found a way to circumvent that. They all got their own streaming services.
Shit
And
is
you have
trash,
to
bro.
you have to apply, or you have to have accounts for all of them to be able to see they see their product. So now you're paying for 15 different streaming services.
You probably end up paying the same.
You're paying more in that than you was with cable.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all about, okay, they're gonna do whatever to create more money for them, but lower the cost of money that they're shelling out to other people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the danger with the AI shit. Outside of the fact that that shit is learning shit.
It just sounds like we just need to be on the back end of the licensing, because it's like if it's gonna, they're just trying to circumvent the process. So like, how can, like, if they're using Netflix is using ChatGPT to write scripts and stuff, are they still claiming? Because those are not like stuff that's coming out of nowhere, like with a human. That's something that was imprompted into a system, and it's feeding you back results based off it learning.
Yeah, but
shit.
the thing about ChatGPT, we can all put in the same exact thing, and it's gonna give us 3 different versions of it. I mean, it's not taking something that's already existing. It's making its own version.
Like
Well,
with
it's not gonna make a
ChatGPT, it's
million
gonna take
versions, though.
it's gonna take like data that's like in your phone. So it's gonna take from what you search, like what your type of conversations are with like your people type shit, and it'll form responses based off of that. Damn.
Well, who owns it though? Because if it's like it's given to you,
It's you technically made it.
Yeah. So like you see the feature like Snapchat has like the little My AI. That's now.
I don't got Snapchat. No more.
Like I don't be on
I
shit
did
like
see
that, but like it had like a My AI thing.
Yeah.
And like you could like converse with that junk like it's your friend. And as you converse with it more and more, it's learning how you talk, it's learning how you respond and what you like, and it's generating responses based on that. But it's gonna get to the point where that shit is just smart enough to where it doesn't need to learn your shit. It's just gonna be able to just go back and forth.
Wow.
Yeah, shit wild, bro.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. And then it's already taking jobs. Cause you was talking about, somebody was talking about Netflix. Netflix just fired hella people, like hella writers and hella staffers and shit like that. Guarantee you they'll be rolling out. Oh yeah, we're going to test out. They're not gonna let you know, but they probably rolling out shit where they're testing out AI to just create concepts of shows or concepts of episodes based off of like whatever little information they might give it. Like they might like have an idea of a show and like upload it into the AI and let the AI kind of generate different scenarios for that type of show.
Storyboard.
Yeah, storyboard it. And that's taking a whole writer's room out. So that's about 30 jobs right there.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so that
I see
shit.
what you're saying.
About to get unchy. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna stay up, man. I stay away from that shit.
You know, I don't be testing none of that shit.
I did. I made a whole new email and stuff though, and I tried out the ChatGPT. But that shit was. I was asking the dumb shit though. Not dumb shit, but like regular.
Just random
shit.
questions.
Google, yeah. How can I use you to make money? It gave me a whole list though. It was like, yeah, you could use me to make like blogs and like the whole time. Like, huh, I think about this.
Like, yeah, that shit is.
Yeah, man. So, and then you think about it, transferring back to the music. When AI start making beats,
But you see that the music people is already going and suing niggas that's even creating AI type shit.
but that they don't have no precedent. Like, what they gonna, what brands? Was it Swiss
likeness
or Timberland that's making a Biggie? You got a Biggie song, Biggie song coming out. Shit is already about to be a rapper.
Like I know Drake hit somebody with a cease and desist. Somebody else did too. It was a few different artists. Cause they, like you said, they can get to the point. The only thing that's separating AI music and regular music is the heart.
That's it. That's what I was saying. I can feel that shit.
Like you can, no, I can't.
I can
That
feel
shit
it.
sounded smack like Drake.
It do, but it still sound robotic. It
can
still
feel,
don't.
though.
No, bro. I sat and listened to all of them jumps. Like when niggas be sending me the AI jumps, I see them, I listen to them, and like it don't feel believable, cause ain't no heart behind it.
Stop.
Bro, I'm not. That's not no cliche. Like you could just tell. You could tell.
I heard the same song you did. He talking about that. This shit sound like Drake to me.
Hey, well, we felt it. He on
If
tell.
I would have played you that song, if I would have been like, yo, y'all heard this new Drake, and then tell you I was AI, I would not have been able to tell, bro.
I would have been.
Yeah, or I would have been like, I would have said something.
Fraud,
I would have been like, bro, that Drake got the mixes, all the voice sounds. You know what I'm saying? A little
It sound robotic.
flat. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like, yes, AI is going to just take a million bits and pieces of your voice and then try to convert
No.
into. So how the hell is it getting your verse?
It's learning Drake. It's all of Drake's lyrics basically. He raps like this.
So they're taking.
I don't know that
words,
the
right?
technology, but
They will have to take words from.
but it's not how you saying it. You saying it like they're taking a word from each song and put it together.
It's just we're saying the same thing.
No,
We're saying
we're not.
Yes, we are.
I don't think we are.
Yes, we are.
What I'm saying is the AI is like they got it's ways where like it could take my voice. You can probably like just what that nigga name Stephen Hawking. Like you know like I don't know why I use him, but like I'll be able to type
Yeah.
that recipe. Like I could be able to type a sentence and it would be my voice, but I'm typing a sentence type shit. But AI is doing the typing and it's doing the voice.
So it's not like that's the OG version of AI for real.
Stephen Hawking.
Not Stephen Hawking, but like the type to the type to talk type shit.
I think the whole time.
Yeah.
But he said some shit about AI too. Like niggas don't fuck with this shit.
Yeah,
like,
no.
all the smartest people are saying don't fuck
with it.
Let's not. Let's just not. But
What if this is all the rules and if this is just merely a big ass campaign and propaganda for us just to try to see if the population will even like AI in the first place? Like, what if this is all just a beta?
I mean, a lot of people was fucking with it.
I know, so it's really just like a beta to see what niggas is gonna do. So
The beta was when niggas was doing artificial imaging, the pictures and shit. That was the beta.
Yeah,
And
that
you
shit was
seen-
creepy.
And then you just seen a whole for like 2-3 weeks. Everybody uploading pictures of them looking like a goddamn cartoon character, and it's just AI Jones.
I never did that shit.
Yeah.
And then, bruh, and then for like the past 2 years before that, nigga, it'd be like, post if you went to this school or like post if you graduated this year, and people will all be posting. So now it's gathering data like, oh, so you first of all you upload your face, you uploaded a picture and said you graduated in 2012. You upload, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so just giving the
Aquarius
AI all the
uploaded, like all that shit.
information.
Y'all feeding information to that shit, bro.
So I mean, we need to get rid of all our social media, all that shit.
I mean, just watch what you like. That's like,
Yeah, really just come down and be careful what you posting.
But all niggas is selling our shit though. A lot of these companies are literally taking the millions and millions of users they got and saying, hey, we got all these emails, we got all these phone numbers, pay us, we'll send it. Of course, because nobody's reading the fine print. So of course, cool. We'll make sure we put it in the fine print that they're acknowledging that that we're cool to sell this shit.
I think Instagram own your shit.
I believe so. I believe that's why nobody can really like sue you or that type of shit for Instagram pictures, or like if the news want to use an Instagram picture, they don't have to contact you because you don't put it on Instagram.
And bro, that's why the whole ban TikTok shit was just hilariously ironic. because they was talking about them like selling IP and selling like just like information. But then you roll out AI.
But they were saying, the TikTokers are saying that the Chinese specifically was spying on us with this shit. Because
It's a Chinese company.
But like if you go and like look at the actual case proceedings, the niggas that oversee the IP is not Chinese, they American. Like that whole board, like that whole trust is American.
it's probably,
The creator is Chinese, yes.
Yeah,
but like that whole board that actually oversees and like protects data, that's an American board.
But they probably still under the Chinese TikTok. They probably gotta have,
They just under Pro.
Yeah, instead of Chinese company.
Chinese company, but yes, you gotta.
It's the Chinese data face of the company, but
It's just
we still got divisions.
it plays on to like the prejudice that America has with China to make it makes it easier to sell. Oh yeah, let's ban TikTok, but then fucking Americans is selling information to AI or to
100%.
Instagram, Facebook,
Or to these Chinese companies.
and the whole and Facebook and Google is the ones who even brought upon that the whole ban idea to the Republicans in the first place, because TikTok was just being used as the biggest search engine at the time, and they didn't have anything. They weren't able to copy that formula. Like they couldn't just create a TikTok. Just like you know how when Vine was around and everybody's on the 6-second videos, and Instagram was like, okay, well we'll just make Instagram videos. So now you can make videos on Instagram. If we can make Instagram videos, no need for Vine. Vine dies out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But they weren't able to replicate TikTok's ability to be a search engine and an app, like a entertainment app.
Yeah.
So, what's your next best incentive? Oh, it's the Chinese. They're stealing the IP. Let's take it to court.
Yeah, so you think they was finessing shit? You don't think the Chinese was really spying on us?
No, not any more than they already do.
Maybe you're right about that one.
I mean, I don't agree with that, but them niggas had balloons over it.
But we weren't the only ones they was doing that to though. So they can literally been spying. And plus, to be honest with you, a lot of it, especially if you around secret shit, a lot of this shit don't even make it to the public.
It does not, bro. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, nah, for sure. I know that.
So yeah, so I definitely can. Just like, all right, we're gonna give them one. We're gonna let them know we shot down a balloon. Right.
That shit ain't got.
All right.
This shit is what's that? How long have we recorded? This shit
For a minute.
6425.
All right. Next week we can talk about this other shit I got on here. But yeah, man, it's been Reed's podcast. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Don't be average. And free wise.
Free YSL.
Keep growing, keep living. Free YSL.
Yes, sir.
Dang, we got free anybody else? Free Tory?
Nah, that nigga good.
Free my nigga Tory, man.
Nah,
Free tax on.
Yeah, no, free tax.